Okay, we're going to go over the operation for the FTEC-LAD Impact Sound Grenade. So here it is, got the safety pin removed. This is an alternate impact head. So to load this thing, what we're going to do is first unscrew the fuse assembly from the grenade body. And right now I have the dual cap impact head, but that can be unscrewed. And I can put on the single cap if I wanted to. But for this demonstration, we'll go with the dual cap because that is the preferred cap that I like to use. So to start, here's the fuse assembly. What we're going to do before we compress this spring is, you see this mark here? It says an S and then this arrow. It's good practice to just grab the spring and turn it a little bit in that direction of the arrow is pointing. That just resets any twist that is in the spring. And then once we do that, you can see the arrow here, it says reset. To reset this, we compress and then turn it clockwise, and it should lock up in this position here. You can test it, it should release like that. But yeah, compress, oops, turn the spring, compress, and that holds. Now we're going to put the safety pin in to lock this in place. You want to put it through the side with this pin icon. You can see this side does not have it. Now when you're putting it in through here, you're going to want to push it in while twisting. It's just going to make it easier for you to put it in there because there are two TPU like friction pin retention rods in there, and so it's just easier if you're making full rotations while pushing it in. It'll get it through there. It might be a little bit difficult, but just spin it and push and it'll go in there. So now we got the fuse set up. Next thing we're going to do is get our ring caps here. These are Jaru Super Bang ring caps. This is you got 96 shots here for, this is about $1.75 where I'm at. You might be able to get them cheaper. Just grab a, oops, it fell out from the side here. Because we are using the dual cap version, we're going to clip off two. Now it's spaced out in a way where if you're using the dual cap, you can just have the two caps linked together like this, and just press them on here. Make sure they're pressed on straight. You don't want to see any like folded or deformed bits of the cap, so that looks good. Now the dual cap version, you want both of the caps to impact on the impact face of the grenade body at the same time, right? So get a hard surface and just press them down like that. Okay, that's not very even, hold on. Alright, so now we got the caps set even. In the case that you're using the single cap version, process is the same. Just in this case, you just grab one cap and then press it in there like that. Alright, back to this. We got them installed. Now we just screw on the grenade body, and there we have it. This grenade is now ready to use. It won't go off as long as the safety pin is in there, and it's ready for impact. So let's do a demo here. It's gonna be loud for me. Pull the pin. Wow. That was super loud because I'm not wearing ear protection, which is not good. Anyway, both caps went off. And now you can do the same process to reset it. So pull off the old bit, twist the spring, compress that, put in the pin, and then put new caps in. Easy to reload. Okay, another tip here. You want to cut the caps off of this ring with like cutters or scissors or something. You don't want to like pull them off like this, because if you're not careful, I think I did it all right there, but if you're not careful, you might crush these caps, and then that might kind of ruin the little explosive compound inside the caps. Like they might break apart or whatever, and that could lead to inconsistency. So it is just better to cut them with scissors or clippers like that. Here's a long-term maintenance tip. If you ever find that the safety pin no longer has adequate retention, that's probably because the TPU like friction locks here have worn out. Now to replace that, it's very simple. You just undo these screws here. There we go. Now this is the impact fuse mechanism. Now on the side that has the pin marking, there's two little black rods here. These are TPU rods, and this is what provides the friction for the safety pin. Now if these are worn out or deform, they're not going to push against the pin very much, but it's very easy to fix. You can see they're flush against here, so it's hard to pull out. But what you can do is just have this compressed like this, and oops. Whoa. What you can do is have it compressed like that and drop it, and then usually when the fuse goes off, it'll pop out the little TPU rod just enough where you can grab them and pull them out like that. There you go. Simple. Let's see. These are pretty new, so I don't think they're... You can see a tiny dent in them. I don't know if you can see that. These ones aren't worn out, but just for the sake of the instructional here, I'll just show you how to replace it. So what you do is you just go to those two holes. You get your TPU filament here. Push them in. Clip them with flush cutters. That's one. Get the second one. Push it all the way down in there. Clip them like that. Now this one's sticking out a tiny bit. I cut them as flush as I can with the flush cutters, but it's a soft filament, so that's fine. Now what you can do is just put the cap back on. It only fits one way. Put the cap back on and then screw it all in. Another thing here is maintenance. You're going to want to make sure this area is clean of any debris. So what you can do is you can wipe it out. And there is a ledge right here. Can you see it? Hopefully. There's a ledge here. There's a ledge here. So after you clean it out, make sure there's no debris. You can put just a little bit of super lubricant on those two ledges, and everything will be good again. Now this specific fuse has over 130 uses, so you can see it's a little bit worn out, but still works fine. So this will last a long time. I'll just close it up here. When you're closing it up, try to make sure that you're grabbing into the existing threads and not rethreading it, because it is just plastic. If every time you're cutting new threads into there, then the hole will eventually strip out. So the way you can do that is just spin it counterclockwise, and then you'll feel like a little step. There you go. You hear a little click, and then you start going clockwise again, and then it'll, instead of cutting new threads, it'll just go into the existing threads. There we go. Alright, there's fuse maintenance.